Hi, welcome to Super Tic-Tac-Toe. In this game, you start off with a regular tic-tac-toe board. However, instead of just drawing X's or O's in each square, there's a small tic-tac-toe board inside each square. In order to get an X or an O in the larger board, you have to win a game inside the smaller board. So once you've won a game inside the smaller board, that board becomes your X or your O, and then you have to win the normal tic-tac-toe outside of that. The other caveat to this game is where you play in the small board dictates where your opponent has to place their next move. So if I put an X in the top left-hand corner of the small board, they have to play somewhere in the board in the top left-hand corner of the larger box. So with that, we're going to actually start into the real implementation that's not just drawn on a chalkboard. Andrew?
I shall press the magical enter button. Here you see a series of points being projected onto the screen. This is to define our homography. We're trying to get point correspondences by finding a threshold of the difference between our initial frame and each frame with one of the dots. This gives us enough points to set up a homography with homogeneous least squares. And now you see our lovely projected board of a giant tic-tac-toe and a bunch of little tic-tac-toes.
So, first things first, if I stand in front of the board, it's going to be obstructed. And as you can see in the top left-hand corner, we got a little red warning. It's obstructed. So, I get to draw a mark on the board now. I'm X, so I'm going to go first, and I can put it anywhere I want on the entire board. So we're going to start off with an X in the top left-hand corner. And remember, this is now sending my opponent to the top left square of the entire board. So once it's not obstructed, it finds, highlights that X, and then goes up into the top left-hand corner. Now, at this point, O can only go in the top left corner. If I try and put it somewhere else, it won't find it. It doesn't know that it's there. But if we go in here, it'll send X to the top right corner and end O's turn. So we can send X back to the middle, or send O back to the middle. And you can see the game progresses for a fairly long time. So with that, we'll cut to later in the game.
Welcome to the middle of a game of Super Tic-Tac-Toe, the same one you left us with earlier. Now, you can see in the very center, X has won one of the big boards. There's one caveat that we left off earlier when describing this game. Your move in the smaller board determines where your opponent can go on the larger board. But if you make the mistake of sending your opponent to a square that's already been won, or is a cat game and nowhere else can be gone, they get to choose anywhere else on the map.
So right now, X is going to be pretty dumb, and they're going to put it in the center, sending O back to the middle, which has already been won. At this point, O is not constrained to play in the middle of the board. O can play anywhere they want. So, O gets to fill up their board in the top right-hand corner, completing a small board for O. Good for them. We'll be back in a moment to show you the end of the game. Welcome back to our Super Tic-Tac-Toe game. So you'll notice X has won the bottom right-hand corner of the game, O has won the top right-hand corner and the top middle section. O is very close to winning along the top row, and they're about to do so. So right now it's X's turn. You can see the middle box is highlighted, and X is going to make the foolish move of going in the upper left-hand corner. You'll see we're now obstructed, and we're going to play in the upper right-hand corner here. And success! It's now O's turn in the top left-hand corner. And here we'll mark down the winning move. And player 2 wins. Thank you for watching.